Good morning and hello, my dear friends. It's been exactly 2 months since I showed you this Envir cycle. I guess is what you want to call it, envircycle.com. I did try to look it up a few months ago, two plus months ago. My neighbor was getting rid of it. His wife didn't like it and said it made their backyard look junky. So what can I say? We all have our own ideas on what beautiful is. And I thought that if creating more compost out of my grass clippings and shredded paper and vegetable, fruit scraps, um, eggshells, whatever I could do, I thought that was a beautiful thing. So, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But I did try to look this up, and they look like they're somewhere between $100 and $200. And, of course, several people make these, and it's a great idea. And I kind of wanted to give it a go and see if I thought it was a good idea. I have a small lot. We're on 1/6 of an acre. It's only 50 by 125 feet. But I also have my outside compost pile that I have just the two ingredients, which are the grass clippings and shredded newspaper. Shredded paper and shredded cardboard. And I also have my worm bins that I am using to make black gold. But it's all in an effort to have a nicer yard and to have a nicer, more earthworms, more red wigglers, better soil, better environment. But I just wanted to go through and show you this. Now, it's supposed to have the capacity of one cubic foot, which, yeah, I could probably take a cubic foot of soil and add that to it, and it would be pretty full. It would be pretty heavy. But I'm going to put my little claw down for a moment and show you that this really just spins. And the first couple turns are a little hard because I haven't turned it in a couple of times. Oops, not going to turn for me, is it? Not with one hand. There we go. Let me turn it. And you can see that it's on a little linchpin here. It's been a while since I've turned it, and so it does take a little bit of time to get going. And you can see that the stuff, when it comes to the bottom, if it had too much liquid in it, it would drain out. So you can see once you get it going, give it a couple spins, you're breaking up what's inside. But the other way of doing it, now it's been 2 months, and I really haven't added much to it. I did kind of a setup on it. That looks pretty good in there, doesn't it? Let me bring it forward just one more time. No, I guess not. All right. So now what I want to show you is that it's pretty dark in there. And it looks like I can see a worm. You see that guy moving around? Is he going to move around? It's 50-some degrees. This morning was 55. And so you can see that there's worms in there. You can see that there's still some colored cardboard. The smell is earthy. It smells like just cut grass. And I'm trying to think of what I added to it. I had something in there. I think just a couple grains or something that I added to it last week. It wasn't anything in particular. It was just either that or my husband. Oh, I know what it was. It was spinach. It was some spinach that I had that didn't root for me. So occasionally I come in here and I actually just do this with my fork to make sure that I really get down to the bottom of it. So, okay, so you have the basics. Now, it's on rollers. There's 4 rollers on each side. And so it rolls itself. But this is independent. if you were strong, you could pick this up. And so here's my plan. This is just my thought. For me, this, you might be able to work it differently. Is that, well, let me finish. That this sits in a cradle. And the cradle, it's all heavy plastic. It's very, very strong. I mean, I think you'd have to take a hammer or an axe to it to break it up. There's a little drain in the front, a little spigot there. And if it got water in it, say you forgot and left it open and it rained, or you decided you wanted to add liquid to it and you weren't sure how much. Well, the holes in the bottom, there are holes in the top cradle of this, and then it would collect here and you could release it through that spigot. You might want to use it in your garden, you might not. It's up to you how you feel about it. I think until things break down that you're talking about just throwing, water that's maybe got not so much nutrients in it. But anyway, okay, so back to me. Back to me. Now that this is really 2 months broken down, and I can see that it's almost to the cured stage, this is what I'm going to do. Down at the end there, I have my compost pile that I have been keeping for close to 2 years, maybe a year and a half, to somewhere in that. It's been since COVID. And I was using my 2-ingredient where I was just taking grass clippings and shredded cardboard and what have you, and adding that to this, and I was turning it over once a week. And as you can see, it's starting to get low again because I've been using this, and it's a beautiful compost. Let me see if I can show you how lovely that is. Nice, huh? Right out of the bag. And I would be paying top price for that. When it's breaking down, I don't really see a whole lot in it, but as it really gets towards the cured stage, then I see a lot of earthworms coming up into it. So I've been using this for my Juicy Fruit Island here, that I have the 3, this is an Asian pear and a Florida Prince peach and another Asian pear. And this is just grass clippings that just a week later have dried, and the grass that I left behind is going to try to grow out from, there's cardboard also down here. So anyway, my plan is, because I'm using my stuff here, I do have shredded paper. And so what I'm going to do is, as I'm getting grass clippings to start rebuilding this, once I clean this out, then I'm going to have an empty hole. So now I will start rebuilding this. And as I'm rebuilding it, then I'm going to use part of what is in the tumbler as my inoculant. And hopefully, instead of taking, it was like a good 5 months for that to break down and to really be some nice black gold. I was hoping to get maybe every 3 months to get another pile, but now I think it's going to be maybe a little more than 2 piles of it a year. So anyway, I thought if I could work something where I was getting more sources of compost, that would really be a good thing. So I'm turning around and kind of giving you a quick rundown. But so I guess if I had to go out and pay $150 or $200 for this, I would say nix. It wouldn't be of that much benefit to me. But because somebody gave it to me free and I have the option to use it, then yeah, I will find a use for this. I'm not going to pass it on to somebody else, and I'm not going to throw it away. So that was you know, like I said, it's been 2 months, and I didn't have everything perfected in there the 2 months ago. You can see more worms. I'm seeing more worms now than I did, and they look, I don't know, that doesn't really look like, oh, look, there's another one just in that scoop. Are there any more? Boy, there's more than I thought there would be. There's, wow, that's exciting. Did I stab somebody, or, oh, he's just hanging on. All right, well, I will let you go, and I'll let you decide whether you think this is a good idea. Again, the little hatch just comes down, and it's just a little single, you know, one hand, you can do it. There. And so you decide if you think it's a good deal, go for it. If you had this on a balcony, if you were somebody who only had, you know, a balcony and you were trying to do it, then I think that would be, you know, pretty nifty, and it's pretty neat. I mean, it's clean, it's neat, it's not falling over. You don't have a big turn that you have to turn it. You can do it one-handed. So garden what you've got. If somebody drops one off to you, give it a try. And I hope you guys will subscribe and ring the bell, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.